Hi guys, welcome. If you're new here, I call this channel Rika Yangu. Mm, if you've watched my videos before, then I think you know that I've lived in Switzerland for a very long time, and there are no regrets here. Really, it is my choice, and I wouldn't do it any other way. But I'm going to I don't even know how to say it. I'm going to tell you how choosing not to be a Kenyan ended up costing me over $1,000 in just one evening. And it's really crazy, really. It's annoying. It's many things. I've been a Swiss a citizen for the last, I don't even know how long. It's been a very long time. So along the way, when I chose to have my Swiss passport, the Kenya passport wasn't as important for me anymore because I'm living here. So it's it's an honor to be able to have a Swiss passport. So that was okay with me. And over the years, I've tried to renew my Kenyan passport, but for those of you who know, there's just so much corruption in Kenya that doing simple things like having a passport renewed, it's like you have to beg, you have to bribe, and I just I just got tired of it. So I've always tried to renew it, but I never managed, which honestly, it doesn't exactly bother me as much. I'm fine with my Swiss passport. I can go everywhere. I don't know how many countries I can visit with my Kenyan passport. I don't know. They're few and far between. But with the Swiss passport, I can go so many places without a need for a visa. So that's that. So in March this year, I was going to visit my family in Kenya. I bought my flight ticket and all that. Then, when I reached the airport, they just informed me I needed a visa, and I was like, I know, but I always get visa on arrival. And they were, no, you cannot get a visa on arrival. You have to get your visa here. So it was back and forth, or they wanted to see my Kenyan passport. The passport has been expired for more than 10 years, so I don't drag along an expired passport. I gave them my Kenyan ID, which they refused, and I tried to get a visa before I could leave, but it was just really late. By the time I managed to get the visa, the flight had left. So I was there. I have a visa, but I cannot take a flight. And I couldn't even change my flight date in the last minute because I was not very sure if I was going to get the visa as quick as they promised me. There is a company in the airport which can give you visas. They can give you e-visas, but it also takes time. So in the end, I lost my flight ticket. And if you know it, if you did not take a flight, then your return ticket automatically is invalid. So I lost my ticket, which means I couldn't fly. And for that, my return ticket was automatically invalid. I had booked the I had booked a local flight for the next day, and I couldn't have expected that all this will happen. So I didn't even make any insurance. So my local flight, I also missed it because I was still here the time I was supposed to take the local flight. So that one was also gone like that. And calculating everything, I lost my flight ticket from here to Kenya. I lost my local flight in Kenya, local, domestic, whatever you want to call it. I lost that one, which means the return was also invalid, the return in Kenya. I still had to keep my suitcase in a place. I don't remember exactly the amount. I think it was about 35 francs. 35 francs, $35 is the more or less the same amount. Then I had to take the train back, and all this put together just cost me over $1,000 just in one evening. And I was furious. I don't know if I was angry at me. I don't know if I was angry at the airline, angry at myself for not taking care of things, but I've been taking visa on arrival for the last 20 years, so nothing was different this time. At least that's what I thought, which again was supposed to be, but the airline was just trying to play difficult. I gave them my Kenyan ID, which they refused, so everything just got lost in just a few minutes, or in just less than 1 hour. I had lost over $1,000 for choosing not to be a Kenyan passport holder. I was furious. So in the end, it was not just this loss. I still had to buy a new flight ticket to Kenya. Oh God, that I just have to say I was very lucky, in a sense that I had enough finances to finance all this, but at the same time, it really made my budget very tight, because a flight from here to Kenya, then the local flight, that was already another $1,000, which I had not calculated. And I was just furious at the airline, but it was money lost. Having said that, when I came back here, I really thought it over, and I was still angry at the airport, at the airline. I still could not accept their decision not to let me board. Especially, I could show them my ID that I'm a Kenyan, but they still refused. So when I got back, I got in contact with the lawyers. Are expensive here. That's just that. Lawyers are expensive everywhere. But luckily, for the last, I don't even know how long, again, it's for over 20 years, I have an insurance, so that when I need a lawyer, I don't have to pay cash. So then I thought, I've been paying for this insurance for all this time, and I never really need them. And I do pay it because I'm just worried something can happen and you don't have the cash to visit a lawyer immediately, or you don't have the cash to pay them in the next 1 month, and you don't know how expensive it will be. So I've always paid this insurance for 20 years. I never need them, but I always just paid it. I thought you never know what will happen. So exactly this time when I came back, I thought, let me contact the insurance. It's difficult to explain. It's an insurance that if you have any legal issues, they will pay for you a lawyer. So I contacted a lawyer because the insurance will pay it, and they checked everything, and today they got back to me. Wrong or not wrong or right, I was right in a way, I was wrong in a way, the airline was right in a way, and the airline was wrong in a way. So they told me that instead of us letting this drag in the court system, and maybe I will lose, not I personally, maybe they will lose my case. So they decided to compensate me with the $300 just because, so that I can accept, let's call it this way. I just have to accept defeat, and they compensate me with the $300 because they explained there is a chance they can go to court with it, and there is a chance I will not win. So I thought it over and I said, okay, I will take the $300 because, yeah, it says I need a visa. That's clear. And I need a visa before arrival. Again, that's clear. But nobody told me I have to take along my expired passport to prove that I'm a Kenyan. So I thought the $300 which they will give me back, at least it covers 25. It covers less than 25% of my loss. But I thought is better than everything, than anything. Still, having said that, there is no regret, and if I had to choose between the two passports, um, I will choose the Swiss passport without thinking twice. If I had to choose citizenship all over, I will still choose Swiss citizenship without. I will not even think it over. Whatever you want to say, only people who have been there, who have been here long enough and have experienced the benefits will can how can I say, they are the ones who can say yes, you are right. But I find that sometimes, especially if you check these groups in the Facebook and all, some Kenyans, you will hear them say, you chose to have a foreign passport, so you have to suffer the consequence. No, I'm not suffering any consequence. The only consequence I'm suffering is having to pay the $50 for my travel visa, and that's that. Apart from that, I won't change my citizenship for anything. Um, let's be fair. Really, if they told me today to choose between the two, I will choose the Swiss citizenship without thinking twice. And that's that. So I found it such an insult, and the Kenya government, it's not even the government, it's the government employees which make it so hard to get a visa. And yet you find that people will tell you, I was going to Saudi Arabia and my visa came in less than 2 weeks. And I find it such an insult, really. I want to renew my passport officially in everything, how it's supposed to be done. And I've been trying to do it for 10 years, and I've not been able to do it because I'm not ready to bribe. Yet you find that people who bribe, or for example, these people going to work in the Middle East, they have these big offices who just continuously bribe to have this passports within less than 2 weeks. And I find it to be such an insult, really. It's an insult from government workers. Having said that, again, I won't change my citizenship for anything. That was just a bad thing, but apart from that, I'm okay with paying the visa money. I'm not going to change anything as it is. But this evening was really, it was painful. That was it was quite a lot of money to lose in just a few minutes. And remember, I just did not lose the first ticket, which was gone. The second ticket, I counted money which was spent unnecessarily. So the insurance might have offered me the $300, but it's still quite a lot of what I lost. You will think that, okay, but I bought a second ticket and flew with it, but it's not the same thing. It's still over 1,000. It's still over $1,000, which I did not budget for. And as I said, I feel very, very lucky that I had the extra $1,000 to buy a second ticket, because for we all don't have just $1,000 hanging around as extra money and all that. So if I did not have that money, I would have just not gone to Kenya. And I find it really, I don't know, but it really disturbed me. And will I try harder to renew my Kenyan passport? I don't know. I don't think so, because even the people with Kenyan passports, only Kenyan passports, you realize that if they're even visiting African countries, they really struggle to get visas. Yet, for example, for me, with a Swiss passport, there are several African countries I can visit without a visa, or I will get a visa on arrival. All I have to do is buy a flight ticket. So I'm not changing anything anytime soon, but it was quite a loss. That was a lot of money, because if I calculate everything together, instead of paying just a little bit over $1,000 to go to Kenya, I paid over $2,000 to go to Kenya, which was, it is quite a lot. And looking back, I don't know if I was supposed to do it really, but I had already made a lot of plans there. There was someone coming to meet me, and it was even too late to tell them not to come. So I just had to do it really. But it was quite a hole in my pocket really, because as I said, we don't all have 2,000 plus dollars just hanging around. But as I said, yeah, I will get $300 back, which is, it is a joke really, but it is what it is. It's much better than nothing at all. The $300, I will see how I can treat myself with it. I don't know what I will do, but I will for sure do something with it. So guys, tell me, have you traveled and find that you did not prepare very well, and end up paying quite more than you expected? Or have you been denied a flight for some unknown reason, or for your carelessness, or does your flight always go to plan? For me personally, I think that was the first. I've had hiccups here and there when I travel, but usually it works, apart from one time, which is back then. I just, the flight was delayed for 6 hours, so I was I was not happy. Then they kicked me out of the flight because I was making trouble. But that was that. But this time around, it was really, really not at all my mistake. Anyway, guys, thanks so much. And I hope to see you next time. And please stay safe when you are going to a place. Find out about visa requirements and all that, and stay safe out there. Till then, bye bye.